Hello everyone again and welcome to Python Tips. So today we'll be looking at our first project, which will be based on scraping data from a website and then doing some analysis with it. So today, the website we'll be looking at is a book website. So it has multiple books as we can see. Those books range from page 1 to 50, but we will be looking at the first 5 pages. For practice, you can try first first 10, or you can try from page 20 to 30 or anything like that. Before we get into that, let's first of all look at how each of these books, the HTML file looks like. So if you want to do that, just right click on any of these books, right click on this one and take inspect. We are going to see where we'll be focusing and why I'm using the code that we have. So we are going to look at this article section where we're going to extract the product. And then also we'll be looking at this H3 where we are going to be looking at the title of that book. We will be H3A and then we pass in that title. And then we'll also be looking at the prices for that book. And then as well as we will be looking at the rating for each of those books. So let's get back to the code. So to do that, we need to first of all understand two libraries, which is the request and what the beautiful sub library. The request library allows you to send a hypertext transfer protocol, that is HTTP request in Python, and then we can use it to fetch HTML content from any website. So for the beautiful soup, what it does is that it is used to parse HTML and XML documents. Parsing here simply means extracting what those raw HTML files, and then also helps in navigating and searching, as well as extracting parts of the website page. So if I do not want to extract the entire website, I can use the beautiful soup, as we will see, where our analysis is only based on the first 5 pages. That's why we are using that beautiful soup library, this one. So we are going to first of all import libraries. We import the request library. We import from BS4, we import the beautiful soup. We are using pandas here because when we extract all the book content, whatever columns we're using, we are going to save it in form of a data frame, and then we use the matplotlib to do some visualization. So the first thing we are going to have here is going to go to that website and extract the first 5 pages from that website. So if we go here and look at the top of this website, we are going to see book 1, and then we are going to see what page 1. So if I click here, it will be showing each of those different books as well as the pages. So if I go to the next page and I look at the top here, I'm going to see what page 2.html. So that is why here I'm passing that book website catalog, and then I'm doing page dash, I'm passing a dictionary here dot what HTML, so that when I am using looping through a page in this range, I want to extract just the first 5 pages from that website. It will now be in this form. We are going to have HTML books to scrap page dot what page 1.html until we get to what to page 5. That is why we are doing for page in range 1 to 6, because we need just the first 5 pages from that website. So this list here we are creating is to hold all the books that we want to extract from that website. So when we do that, we are going to pass URL now be what base, this base format that we have here, and then dot what format we pass in that page, because the pages now will be from 1 to 5 in this format. So then because we want to just parse it and extract just those pages, I'm going to do sub here is equals to a beautiful sub. I need response dot what the content, but I'm doing HTML dot what parser because I am just extracting data from the first 5 pages of that website. Now I'm going to those books. So what I'm going to do is, okay, go through that soup, find what all articles where the class is what the product underscore pop. If we go back here, as I did mention, and right click on this in her work, we take inspect. Let's see, you see here that that article class here is what product. That is why we are passing that to get the content of that book. Now I will now do, because I want to look through these books and pick all the books in that page as well as the title. I'm going to do title of that book. I'm going to do book dot what h3 dot what a. Why are we doing h3 dot a in form of title? Let's get back here. So if I go to h3 here, where is h3, and click here, we are going to see the title of that book. So we are going to first of all see h3. It indents to what a, and in a, what are we picking? We are picking what? This title of the book. So let's get back. I want to pick that title as well as I want to go through those books and find what P. In P, if I go back here in P, where do we have those prices of the books? So if I go in P, I will look at what the class price color. Then I'm extracting what the text, and then I'm stripping it because I'm removing what I want to remove this pounds sign from those prices. We look at all the prices, they are in form of this pound, but stripping here is going to take what? Take up this pound, so that I will only have what? The values for those prices of the books. Now, when I'm done with that, I want those prices to be in what? Float. Float here, we already saw different data types where we want it to be in form of real numbers. Then I want to extract the rating for that book. So I will do book.p. We can go back and look at why we are doing p when we right click for each of those books. And then I'm passing that class. In that class, I'm passing what? 1. So 1, 2, 3, and so on, because we are going to have different ratings. So if I go back here, let's see this book, what ratings does it have? This star here says it has just 1 rating. This one has 2 stars, meaning it has 2 rating. And then this one has 3, meaning that it has 3 rating. This one has what? 5, meaning that the rating for this book is what? 5. So when I get all of this, the title, the price, and the rating, I'm going to append. Append is what? You are adding all of this to this empty list I created. And then I'm going to do append. I give it a title, which is in form of a dictionary. I give it a title I already had here. The price, which is in pound. I give it this price tag. And then the rating, I give it what? This rating. If I run this, it's running. And then we are going to see what? This title, the price and rating has been added onto that list. Now I want to convert that list in form of a data frame, which is like a table that is easily accessible. We already saw data frames. I will just do df data pd dot what data frame. I give it that list, and then I'll do df dot head to see the first few columns or rows for that data. I run this. We are going to have the first 5 rows, as I did mention. When you do raw dot head, we can do maybe first 10 columns. If rows there, if I do 10, we are going to see the first 10 rows. So here, let's look at going to the first page of that book and see what was the rating for this book. If I go back there, go back to the first page, let me do the previous page. We can see here this first book here, which is A Light in the Attic, has a price of what? 51.77, and the rating here was what? 3. So that is how we can do. We have extracted that data, converted it into a form that we can do some analysis with it, which is very, very common. This is how you can scrape data from any website. You do anything that you want to do with that data, especially if you're working as a data analyst in any company. You should be able to scrape data, raw data from their website, do this kind of analysis, and tell them how is their business going, what do they need to improve on. So now that we have had that data frame, we can convert these ratings to values, so that 3 becomes 3, 1 becomes 1. How do we do that? We can create a rating map, which is in form of a dictionary. The keys will be what? Those the 1, then the values will what? The numeric values. So 1 gives a numeric value of 1, 2 gives an integer, which is a numeric value of 2, and so on. Then we already saw how we can remap these values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, these numeric values back onto that data frame. So we can do df rating is equals to df rating dot map. We pass in what? That dictionary. So it's going to go in here. Wherever I see this 3, is going to give it 3. Wherever I see this 1, is going to give it a numeric value of 1, and then so on. Let's see how we can, when we print this. If I do this, Data types here is just that I want to see the different data types here. Um, if we want to see the data types, but if we do not want that, I can do df.head, and I want to see the first 10 rows. If I run this, we should be having that data frame now, where we had 3 in word should now be given a 3 in what? In numeric value. 1 becomes 1, and then so on. So let's say we want to do some basic analysis on that. Let's do some descriptive statistics. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, if we do df.describe, we already saw this, it will perform the mean, the maximum value, the median, and only on these numeric values, which in that case will be price and what ratings. If I run this here, let's see what we get. We are going to have this in the count, which meaning that we have total number of rows there in that data should be 100. And then we have the mean, and then the standard deviation, the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and then what? The maximum value. So also we can do the average price per rating. So let's see, we want to see the average price for all those books based on their rating. So we can do the f.group, we group by the rating, and then we look at those prices, the average of those prices. So we'll pass in this column, and then we do dot what? Dot mean. So when we print that, that is why we are having this as for rating 1, the average price was 35 point something. Same for rating 2, rating 3, we had 36 point something, and then so on. Another way we can do is, we can also visualize these average prices per rating using what? Using a bar chart. So because we already calculated the average prices per rating, we can just do that calculation, and then we do the plot. The kind of plot we want to do is a bar plot. We can give it a color. We can change this color here. Sky is blue. Remember, we can give it any color. We can give it a red, and then we can give it a title, which is the average book price per rating. We give it the x-axis will be the rating. The y-axis will be what? The average price. And then when we run this, we should be having this bar chart. So guys, that is it for today. I will encourage you to try to practice this. Maybe you go back to this website. I did the first 5 pages. You can do the first 10 pages, or you can do from page 10 to 20. Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow.